Good morning, Mike on the trail again. Today is January 24th. Happens to be a Wednesday, 2018, and I'm doing a shorter but pretty tough 10-11 miles today on the PCT. And stay tuned for later. I'm going to show you a section that I think is really important. It's at the beginning, and I'll explain in a minute where I am and what I'm doing, but this might really help you start off the right way. I only know because this will be my fourth time in this area, and I've learned from my own mistakes and others, and so it's a very critical part of the start. So hopefully I can help you and impart a little knowledge. I got up early this morning, parked my car. There's some free parking next to the campground at Lake Morena County Park. I started exactly at 7. This is my plan today. Sorry for the sun. I've hiked about 45 minutes. I've got about 2 miles, a little 2.25, something like that. So this is the plan. This is an important area that I want to show you. I'm going southbound about 5.5 miles to Hauser Creek at the 15-mile marker. And this is important because I'm going to show you the campground, and then I'm going to hike north like you would be if you're starting on the southern terminus, and show you what this last 5 miles to the Lake Morena County Park's like, because you really should think about, depending on your ability and your conditioning, stopping there on the first night at the 15-mile marker. Obviously it's your choice, and I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I've been coming out here for a year and a half. This will be my fourth time, as I said earlier, on this section. It's a pretty gnarly section from the Hauser Creek up, and there's no reason to really push it. I'm doing 15 to 20 miles on one day, 2-3 day backpack. I'm doing 15 to 20 miles a day with a full pack, and I'm getting slowly conditioned to do the trail. I'm doing the through hike in 2019, and I'm going to stop at Hauser. I can make it, but I'm going to start out slow, do about something to think about. I'm going to do 15 miles a day roughly for about a week or two. Even though I'm hopefully going to be in great shape, I want to take it easy, and I don't want to hike it into any injuries. So even if you're in your 20s and you're young and thin and agile, think about just taking it easy. You reduce blisters and maybe putting too much stress on knees or body parts. So that's what I'm doing. The main thing I want to show you is, as I'm going to show you the next, I'll show you the campgrounds and all that, but it's pretty gnarly. This hill, a 19-year-old kid died about 2 or 3 years ago coming up this hill. Somebody was airlifted out 2 years ago. I don't know about this last year, but people have died on this hill coming up. It's I'll explain it later, the elevation gain and the miles that it takes to come up. I think because it's full exposure in the sun, it's early in the hike, and for me the hardest part is if I'm trying to do the whole 20 miles the first day, which I've tried to do. Last time I got sunstroke. It's because it's the last 5 miles of a 20-mile day, and in the spring when you guys are going, it can get pretty hot, and it's exposed right directly into the afternoon sun. So it's kind of one of those things where I think if it was at the beginning of the hike, it wouldn't be so bad. Anyway, I'm gonna get to a point here. I'm gonna show you the valley and the other side of the mountain as you're coming northbound, which you're gonna come down into Hauser Creek. And the next thing I'll show you is the actual campgrounds areas, and then show you what it's like hiking north up that steep mountain. Okay, I'm starting to go down this part that'll come up that you're normally coming up when you're going northbound. You can see there's a beautiful ravine down there. There's a lake. It's hard to see way down there. I'm not sure what lake that is. So you can zoom in. Way down there. Anyway, I wanted to show you on the far side what you'll come down to go into Hauser Creek. You can't quite see Hauser Creek from here, but I'll show you in a minute. But basically, I can see my finger very well, but there's a path that comes down here, and you end up on a dirt road, and you go across this dirt road, if you can see that. This dirt road here, and then you come all the way down there, and then there's a steep down into Hauser Canyon, and that's where the 15-mile mark is, and where I suggest you probably camp unless you're in great shape. And you can see how steep that is. It's as steep or steeper on this side coming up or down, depending which way you're going. So I'm going to go down, still going southbound, and then I'll show you. I'm going to show you when I can see down the bottom of Hauser Creek a little better. Okay, I'm a little over halfway down. I just wanted to show you, can see a little better view of the mountain and then down where Hauser Canyon will be. So basically up there, can't see my finger, come down this way, down there's a road. You can see a trail, I think, coming down. And Hauser Canyon is down in there. But I'm at Hauser Creek. So you come down here, and you can see it's very lush here for, what is it, January 24th, 2018. But you come down, and you can see that's what I came down and what you're gonna have to go up. And I don't know if it shows how big and steep it is from here. But yeah, you have to zigzag up there on switchbacks. But let me show you where the campsites are. You come into, coming north. Hauser Creek is right down here. The creek's right down there. That's dry right now, but I'll come back to it in a minute. But if you turn to the right here, it's got some ivy and stuff. And by the way, I was looking at Guthook's app, so make sure you check it when you're coming through in the spring. But there was a lot of comments about poison oak. I live in Southern California, so I kind of know what to look for. It's a 3-leaf, but there's a lot of 3-leaf plants, so I would maybe check it out online and know what you're looking at, because it's pretty nasty. It's not as bad as poodle dog bush, but it's bad. So, so here's a spot here. It kind of opens up back here. So I don't know how many tents you could fit in here, but if people were being nice and share the area, you could probably put 10 to 15, maybe more. I think there's a couple randoms here too around here, but so this is where you would stay here, which I recommend, but again, it's your choice. This is at the 15-mile mark, and everything from here on that I show you will be going northbound, which is what 98% of the people do. For you southbounders, I'm sorry. You can just watch it in reverse, I guess. So, yeah, so this is Hauser Creek. Okay, so I'm done with my break. Had a good little rest for about 10 minutes. I'm showing you as we leave Hauser Canyon and Creek. It's kind of what it looks like. It's a nice day today, by the way. I was going to say it's towards the end of January, and you can see the winds just starting to happen. But it's going to be a high of 69 today, 69 degrees. It got down to 40 something, so not too cold, but perfect hiking weather. It's going to be like right now, I bet you it's around 60, so, and with a little breeze, so it's perfect for hiking weather. I tend to run hot, so I like cooler weather. So go across, and you can see, I don't know if it shows up well, but right out of Hauser Creek it goes pretty steep up. So let me get up where I can show you a little more of how steep it goes. Getting pretty windy, so I hope you can hear me okay. One of the difficult parts about this trail is not only the elevation, but a lot of the trail is rubble like this, so it's very hard to go fast, and you have to kind of watch your footing so you don't blow your ankle out. But yeah, very rough, rubbly trail as you come out of Hauser Creek. So I'm going to go over the elevation real quick. It is so it's 5 miles from Hauser Creek to Lake Morena, but I looked at my Guthook's app, and it's exactly 2.9 miles to the highest point. So it's about 1,300 feet of elevation over almost 3 miles, which doesn't seem bad, but there's some areas where it's flatter, even a little downhill, so it adds to the steepness of the parts that are uphill are pretty steep, and then it's a rough trail. So it's not, you can't go fast, just take your time. But so basically the first 3 miles are about 1,300 feet of elevation gain, and but very steep sections. And then the nice part is the last 2 miles is either flat or downhill all the way in, so you get to cruise in. So that's a bonus. It's your reward once you get to the top. Alright, well that's the hike. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And as usual, please subscribe to my channel for past and future videos. And like this video if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you out on the trail.